Alright, so we'll conclude that section which we were doing on waves of devotion. Anyone remembers what we discussed in waves of devotion in the previous class? Klesha Agni. Yeah. Klesha Agni means what? Relief from all material suffering and distress. I just want to ensure you all are able to see the board. So जहाँ से बोर्ड दिखे वहाँ बैठे.
Everyone is lost interest.
What is that?
Everyone lost interest.
Press conference finish.
All put their pens down.
थोड़ा परेशान मारा. Last 7 days आएगा तो बराबर.
It's no longer important.
This will come for an exam. Okay, so Klesha Agni. So what are we discussing? We are discussing the characteristics of devotional service. That was the topic. So the first characteristic of devotional service is Klesha Agni. Klesha Agni means relief from all material distress. So how does this whole process work? So it all starts by a jiva who is engaged in doing papa means what? This is called as papa. A jiva who does sinful activity immediately gets a reaction which is called as aprarabdha. A jiva who does sinful activity immediately gets what is called as aprarabdha, which means the reaction is stored for a future date in time. That is called as aprarabdha. Reaction will come.
For example, so when you say future, in the future time, that means because.
Abhi, for example, have you blasphemed devotees? Honestly, reaction आ गया? Immediate. So there is अपराध, but still, जो भी sin किया आ गया reaction उसका right time. टीनेज में जो sins किया है आ गया reaction उसका. अभी तक आया नहीं ना. Immediately it won't come. When not necessarily when the thief is, when he is doing that bank robbery or whatever, not immediately he may get punished. So as per the law, papam will, when you do a sin, then there is a reaction which is stored for you in future.
So this prarabdha is future life, not this life.
Prarabdha is?
Aprarabdha.
Aprarabdha is the future lifetime. It is stored in the future lifetime. Pardon?
That is
Okay,
prarabdha.
so that was my understanding earlier, but when I heard Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj's seminar on nectar of devotion, he said that aprarabdha is usually refers to future lives. Obviously, we have to go by what Acharya has said.
Prarabdha is what we are suffering. So what about future suffering? Like even in this life, after one suffering, another one will eventually come. Isn't that aprarabdha?
That is
At
No,
this stage.
no. Everything is with respect to reference point. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's baseline the date. What is today's date? We'll talk everything with respect to 29th of November में 29th November, let's say we did a sinful activity. What happens is 2014. Aprarabdha means that the reaction is stored for a future date. It could be 29th of November 2018, for example. You can assume lifetimes. I'm just putting some date, future. Maybe this lifetime is over in 2014. Who knows? In 2018 was very or maybe some other time. Lifetime. Maybe if you want lifetime, then I'll say 2050. Is it safe to assume? Future lifetime. 2055 mein aayega, for example, those three actions. Okay, so that is called as aprarabdha. Okay, you did a papa, reaction is stored for future date. Now what happens? Aprarabdha leads to something else also, which is called as puta. Puta means that there is a disposition to sin. Sinful
Proclivity.
disposition or proclivity. For example, if someone sins, then he not only gets a reaction, a punishment for that, but because we are engaged in bad habits, then we get habit of bad habit. Does it make sense? I don't know. For example,
It's tendency to
if a person goes to the prostitute, okay, to have sex, okay, he has gone, एक sin हो गया, उसका reaction आएगा. But because he is enjoying that, further the desire will go away or just it will go away?
No.
If you indulge in that, it will go away? No, it will only increase. So there will be a disposition. Always the person will have, sex on his mind going on 24 hours. The more you indulge, the more it is going to go on, preoccupy the mind. It's like that. So that is called as sinful disposition. The person's disposition is always like that. कभी भी ये कुछ भी कर सकता है. ऐसा.
How is that related to aprarabdha?
What is that?
Is that related to aprarabdha somehow?
Yeah, it is related to aprarabdha can it becomes sputum. Aprarabdha means, see again I said, aprarabdha is it is stored in future. The reaction is stored in future. So it is not possible to get all the reactions for all the sins in one lifetime because of the way Mother Nature operates. That's one. Second reason, which is more important, is this is the mercy of the Lord. It is the mercy of the Lord that reactions are not coming immediately. He is giving us to rectify. We can change our fate. That is why bhakti can change one's fate. If something is destined to happen, bhakti can alter the course of your destiny. And only bhakti can do that. There is no other process. There are only two ways in which you can remove your sin. One is bhakti. What is the other way? By undergoing that punishment. Right? There are three things. Yeah, I'll come to the third aspect also. You have a valid point. Understood what you're saying. So, it's important to understand. Let's discuss all the three since we have come to that point. Bhakti, Karma Kand, and suffering. Everyone can see this? Bhakti, Karma Kanda and suffering. So, for a person who is not into bhakti, how does his sin get washed away? By undergoing the reaction of the sin. Does it make sense? That is one way that's a very reactive way of overcoming our sinful reaction. Okay, so that is one. What some others will say, when you are getting suffering, they will say that why don't you, wear opal stone on your third finger or something. Or why don't you go to Kala Hasti and do Kal Sarpa Dosh Nikal Lo. This is called as what? और ये हाउस में कुछ नवग्रह होम करना चाहिए, सब शुभ मंगल होए, something like that. Now that is called as what? This is the second way of removing the reaction. But इसमें problem क्या है? Correct. By doing this, you are only attacking the symptom of the problem. What is the root cause of problem? Sinful desire, disposition. ये नहीं निकलता है कर्म कांड से. Is it clear? All of you are very expert now. Quickly answers are coming. So sinful desire does not go away simply by doing karma kand. It's not that by going to jail में एकदम बाहर आ गया तो अभी परमहंस हो गया हो. You will wear cowpin and you will come out. The दंडा नहीं ऐसा आता है क्या कोई जेल से बाहर? इनफैक्ट आजकल का जेल तो दे बिकम वर्सर क्रिमिनल आफ्टर दैट. पहले तो मैं ऑर्डिनरी थीफ था, अंदर जाके अभी अपन बहुत इन्फ्लुएंशियल चोर हो गए. I know so many people. Contacts है अपना बहुत. जेल के अंदर. So jails are no longer reforming people. In fact, sometimes they go the other way. वो पहला he pickpocket के लिए अंदर गया होगा, बाहर आके he will become graduate now into further higher. So training university. So jails need not bring about reformation in the hearts of someone. So punishment, so karma kanda is like you do something, and then you appease some demigod, and if you are, instead of getting 26 years in jail, you may get 10 years in jail. Okay. So nothing is going to remove sinful disposition. The only way of removing sinful disposition is the process of Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Nama, Iva Kevalam. Kalo Nashteva. There is no other way. So that is why this is the best process of removing, or rather the only process of removing Kutam as well as Bijam. Now Kutam, what happens? It develops, enters this lifetime, and it develops into a what is called as Bijam. Bijam is what is called as seed. Seed of sinful desire. See, what is the difference between Bijam and Kutam? I'll give you a very mundane example. Let us say, this is a very close example. Don't take it literally, but it's something like, आज किसी को भी मारने का मन कर रहा है मुझे, you know? You have heard someday, लगता है किसी को चांटा मारो, कौन है? Like that. And then what happens? You're driving on the road and someone honked at you. Honk किया, अबे, you know, and then you go and then now you're deciding. This is the second stage. पहला क्या था? When सवेरे उठा, you had a sinful disposition. You wanted to really do something on that day to somebody. पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा लगा, किसी को मारना चाहिए. And we may be, but actually there are people like that. There are enough people in this world like that who are very aggressive. They just want one. You know road rage कहाँ से आता है? It comes because of this. Road rage is because of Kutam. You have a sinful day. You feel like, you know what? गुस्सा है बहुत अंदर. Like that. And then what happens? Then you see a specific object and say, ये मेरा पात्र है. इसके ऊपर निकालूंगा. But still you have only thought. Have you acted? You have not acted. So that is called as Bija. You are specifically now zeroing in on something. So Aprarabdha and Kutam. So when I heard Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj's lecture, and correct me if any of you have a different memory of that, these two he talks about the next lifetime. He categorizes in the next lifetime. Correct? ये दोनों हाँ. He categorizes in the next lifetime. And then Bijam results in Papa. Clear?
No, it will go to Papa.
So Bijam leads to Papa, not Prarabdha.
Bijam will lead to Papa. Then you go and do the.
So that is my question. So in this cycle, where did Prarabdha go?
Please understand, these are all action, right? This is action. This is action. These are all seeds for action.
But where is the reaction? Prarabdha.
I have not come to that. One second. So there is no aprarabdha means what? That sinful reaction which has not yet fructified. अभी तक सजा नहीं मिला. When the saza milna jab shuru ho jata hai, that means that is called as prarabdham. It's simple. There is no difference between aprarabdham and prarabdham, but for time. With the time bucket, which is what I said earlier. You did a sinful action. 29th of November 2055 is a future date. When future date equals to current date, that is called as what? How? I don't know how else I can explain. In IT language, I tried programming. When future date becomes current date, then that reaction will come on that day, ना? तो उस दिन suddenly कुछ होगा ऐसा incident life में धमाकेदार, which is called as prarabdha, but it has come because of something else in the past. That is all the difference, right?
So the prarabdha, whatever we are suffering in this lifetime, according to Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj, is from the previous life.
Prarabdham in this lifetime was a prarabdham when the date was past. Date. Is it clear or no? नहीं. Ganesh और क्या होगा?
You're not suffering.
So we are not suffering necessarily for this lifetime sense.
Yes. So when we suffered something in this lifetime, लोग से मैंने क्या भाव किया? Maybe ये लगता है मैं नहीं किया होगा. पहले किया ना. अभी आ रहा है उसका.
Sorry. What if?
In fact, what is this हाथ की लकीर है? When you go to the astrologer, what is he telling you? He is only telling you your aprarabdha. In one sense. Telling you your aprarabdha. आगे जाके उठने में दर्द होगा. Something like that he tells. सच में महाराज कुछ उपाय बताएं. Then he will tell you कर्मकांडा. Only if you go to Vaishnava, he will tell you कुछ उपाय नहीं है. भक्ति करो. Permanently get out of the cycle of birth, disease, old age and death.
Prabhu, suppose say person is committing a murder and he is getting caught again in this lifetime. But even though it's under, he is really getting caught because
It is possible.
Yeah,
it's possible.
That is
in that sense, for prarabdha
is
You are assuming that the person has got caught by the police only for the murder which he committed in this lifetime. He could have committed a murder and he has got caught, but he could have got that reaction.
See, but they'll say because
He was destined to get caught on that day for something else, and he got caught incidentally.
from the material law, it will be
Material laws,
but from law of karma, it is from previous life. That's all.
It could be like that.
So both are different.
But again, please understand, we cannot put, we are not giving an algorithm of karma here. Okay. As long as date is greater than or equal to 15. Because in the Bhagavad Gita itself it is said the law of karma is unfathomable. It cannot be explained with material logic. So don't put too much of logic. Please understand only one thing. If you go into detail, वो अभी किया, इसमें किया तो प्रारब्ध में अभी क्या जरूरत है इसका? Why this intellectual discussion is required? It's not required in one sense. Please understand that if you sin, then the Lord gives you time to rectify that sin. Now, if someone has sinned and got caught in 3 days' time, we don't know for what, materially from our logic, we will say that, इसने चोरी किया, इसको जेल मिला. But you don't know क्या था वो. Even if you look at it in another way, his kutam has also fructified in he doing that sin. So in one sense, that is also prarabdha.
So that
you can say that way also.
reaction which he is getting may not necessarily for that act that he has done.
Exactly.
That previous
The tendency has caused him to do a sinful act and now, so you never know how. So this is the framework, but largely this is the framework. What we have to understand is there are prarabdham, aprarabdham, bijam and kutam. इतना याद रखो.
Is that material law or whatever we get through this legal system, is it because of the outcome of the karma? Because somebody taking birth as a physically challenged in the next birth or something is totally different from what the punishment you get.
It's karma. It's karma. Everything is karma. Nothing happens by chance. Everything happens by Krishna's desire. Okay? Now Krishna's desire is autopilot for non-devotees. And Krishna's desire is a personal intervention in case of devotees. Because Lord Krishna operates through who? Durga Devi. Durga, she is in charge of material nature, 3 modes of material nature. That's why she is having that 3 spears in her hand. 3, what is it? Trishul. Mode of goodness, passion. Trident. Trigunamayi. Yeah.
So is there a similar kind of moksha for punya also? In that is there kutam and bijam?
Yeah,
as
this is
well?
talking about papam only. There was someone who asked Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj also that question. This is largely it is dealing with papam. But for punya also you can extrapolate, but it will not be like, you know, if you do punyam, there is a kutam. You can't put that. This is basically for papam. Because it is talking about material distress. Punya will not give you material distress in that sense. Nobody will get distressed because paisa hai. For example, कुछ अच्छा हो रहा है मेरे life में, I am getting good health, I am very distressed because of good health. But from a spiritual point of view, then both material comforts as well as distress is all, material existence itself is a distress. From a spiritual point of view, anything, what is that called, what is that famous verse? Na utpadye yadiratim. Everything is, when it's not connected to bhakti, everything is binding in it. So the short answer is no. It is not talking about pious activity, only talking about the realm of sin. Now, bhakti, how powerful the bhakti process is. So, a nice story is there which will help remember this. Once upon a time there was a king. Okay. We haven't had story time, no? Since Bhagavad Gita. Once upon a time there was a king. So what he did was, he told all his members in his kingdom that he chose some people. He wanted to find out who will be the next king. So he chose some 10 people and gave them seed. You know what's a seed? Yeah. You say, पेड़ उगता है. So he gave them seeds and he said, you all go and now put this seed and then I will come and see. I will come and ask you all what is the result. And then I will decide who is the king. So everyone took the seed and then went. And then on a particular day, after 1 year or so, the king said, अभी बताओ क्या हुआ आपका पेड़ से क्या हुआ क्या किया क्या हो गया. So people started telling him, अरे मेरा तो इतना बड़ा पेड़ हो गया. Another fellow, उससे भी बड़ा है मेरा पेड़. मेरा तो fruits are just hanging. Such luscious, what is it? Tasty fruits, etc. So everyone gave his story. And one person he said that, why are you sitting morose? He asked. He said, actually, to be very honest with you, I sowed it, but nothing came out. कुछ पेड़ ही नहीं आया उससे. So the king told that, I will make this person the king, because he is the only honest man. And the other said, ये कैसा? So the king said, I had given you all seeds which were boiled. Right or boiled? Boiled. When you boil a seed and then you sow it in the ground, it will never उगेगा ही नहीं कभी. Correct? And these people are bluffing. Only one person was honest. कुछ नहीं आया because king knew he had given boiled seeds to everyone. So this is a story. Okay. Now why we are telling the story is to remember this concept that when we do bhakti, bhakti boils the seed of sinful action. Bhakti boils the seed of sinful action. When you boil the seed of sinful action, then it will not sprout at all. उगेगा ही नहीं. What is that famous verse? केचित् केवलाय भक्त्या वासुदेव परायण अघम धुन्वन्ति कार्त्सन्येन निहारमिव भास्करम्. So bhakti destroys the weeds of sinful action. Bhakti does not only destroy sinful reaction, bhakti also destroys sinful action. Sinful reaction तो कर्म कांड में कुछ कम कर देता है. But bhakti therefore is not used for removing sinful reaction. It's like using a golden bar to wash clothes. क्या कर रहे हो भाई? कपड़े धो रहा हूँ. Gold है भाई. मुझे क्या पता? So bhakti is a powerful process. So we don't use only bhakti for removing our sinful reaction. Bhakti करते हैं सब पाप धुल जाएंगे. Many people talk like this. अरे आपने तो इतनी भक्ति करी, हम भी थोड़ा भक्ति. When you ask people, अंकल जी मंदिर में आए हो, थोड़ा पुण्य हम भी कमा लेते हैं, हमारे भी पाप धुल जाएंगे. Everyone talks this language of पाप धुल जाना. But bhakti is not some yantra for पाप धुल जाना. Yes, that is given. But bhakti removes the desire for पाप. Not only it doesn't remove the reaction, but it removes the bija, it removes the kutam, everything. सब निकल जाता है. That is why bhakti gives what is called as permanent relief from material distress. पाप करोगे ही नहीं उसके बाद. Right? As we progress in bhakti, the desire to sin will go away. Even if there is one, in devotees house, how does it happen? When there is a fly which has come, then we go with the tissue paper. अरे जरा संभाल के पकड़ना उसको कहीं मर ना जाए. पहला क्या होता था? अरे पट. We used to do that, no? या फ्लिट लेके उसको मारो. Like that. But now you are little bit, you very living entity you see. थोड़ा बहुत सोचते हैं उसको दर्द नहीं होना चाहिए भाई साहब. लेके उसको छोड़ देने का बाद अरे बेचारा क्या हो कुछ नहीं होना. So this is how the thinking will come automatically because you will start seeing every living entity in that way. Correct, no? So there is some consciousness that will develop. So the desire for sinful action itself will go away. So this is a very powerful example to remember. The example of the king. So any questions on Klesha Agni?
So I mean, right from Uttamit.
Everything goes away. So aprarabdham. So if you show many times, you go to an astrologer, you show before you are a devotee. Now you go and show after you are a devotee, it will change. In fact, one astrologer was also telling, for devotees, what is the point in seeing astrology? So change hone wala hai anyway. Because you are in the process of bhakti. So something that is going to happen, kuch galat hone wala, inauspicious, it will not happen because now you are in the process of bhakti. So gradually, this process will lead to the next quality characteristic, which is called as Shubhada, which we will discuss next year. Okay. So we are going to meet now in January
17th.
17th.
No, that is Saturday.
10th or 17th? Yeah, 17th we are meeting. Yeah. So do you all want to meet on 17th?
That is Saturday.
Saturday,
You're
huh?
going to land on
No, I am coming back on uska previous.
Saturday. You will land on Saturday. How will you come? You will Bharata
वो लैंड होगा मैं क्लास वो तो सवेरे उसका फ्लाइट लैंड होगा. आप कब आ रहे हो इंडिया से? 26 को इसके लिए. Okay, hands up if you want 17th class to start on 17th. Okay, so majority हो गया. Class will start on 17th. So आप YouTube में देख लो class. है ना devotee. Okay. So we will wind up the session for this year. Any questions?
Just to make Aprarabdha is the reaction to sin in the future, and Prarabdha is the reaction happening as
Aprarabdha is reaction which is stored for the future, which has not yet fructified. And when with time, on that particular date where aprarabdha is stored, you will start getting that reaction. So that becomes prarabdha. So whatever you are suffering now, in one sense, at any point, at reference point, whatever suffering now is called as prarabdha because it has fructified in your life. उसका reaction अभी आपको बिल्कुल मिल रहा है. Is it clear? There's only one thing. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the main point. Now, how this can be removed? What is the cause of papam? The root cause of all this is avidya. How could I have left this point? It doesn't write it down. We will do it in the recap also next year when we do. Please remember, avidya means what? Ignorance. So we commit all these sins because of ignorance, because we don't know the goal of life. We don't know right from wrong. We have no understanding of the scriptures. We define our own value systems and morality and बोलते हैं हाँ मेरे हिसाब से ये ठीक है. आपके हिसाब से नहीं चलता है दुनिया. There is an absolute reference point of what is right, what is wrong, what is sin, what is piety, what is transcendental, what is binding. So everything is given in the scriptures. So because people don't know this, so therefore the whole process of spiritual education is to bring out people from darkness from avidya to vidya. Vidya means knowledge. So we have to give this knowledge to people so that the sin in this world will reduce. And that is how we are doing our humble contribution to this world through our preaching. First we will ourselves reduce our sins and we will come and tell to the world also this whole philosophy. Then people will not have a question of why do bad things happen to good people. You are good in this lifetime, but पिछले काल का क्या? आपने भक्ति की? Have you removed your tendencies to sin? Or you are only suffering now because you are destined to, for example, you are destined to get hurt or you are destined to die on this particular date because of something else in the past. You may not have, you may have been a very nice person in this lifetime, no doubt about it. So, but this will help us understand Shastra Chakshu, to understand everything that's going on in the life through the eyes of the scriptures. And therefore, then we will not get bewildered with anything in this world. Main sab kyun hua aisa? Otherwise, bewilderment will be there. And that dukh will be there throughout lifetime. And this life also we will waste in lamenting. Right? Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunam. And then again we are again coming back into this material world. Like that. So this will help us get detachment and then keep moving on in life. And then finally go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki.